Hello, my name is Aimee Jones, and I am the Director of Communications for the Real Chamber of Commerce. Today, I am very excited to interview our newest member of the Real Chamber of Commerce. He is a celebrity. He is the owner of the Steve Sanchez radio show and a longtime entrepreneur, Steve Sanchez.
Oh,
hey,
thanks.
Steve. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your radio show?
Well, I'm a syndicated talk radio host.
Sure.
On 70 stations around the country and growing. But my flagship station is right here in Las Vegas, KDWN.
Okay.
And it's been a great ride here, and Nevada's been really good to Steve Sanchez, and the show's just growing leaps and bounds, and we're pretty excited about what we're doing today and what's going to be happening in the future.
Okay, and then geographically, are you just located here in Nevada, or you're nationwide? Nationwide, you're syndicated.
Syndicated, 70
Okay,
stations around the country, so cities like San Diego, Phoenix,
Sure.
Colorado, Texas, all different states across the country.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of cool. So not only do we discuss Nevada issues, we're discussing issues all around the country.
Okay, good. And to roll into that, what are some of the things that you talk about on your show? What is the purpose of your show?
Well, look, there's no doubt that in America today, we're at a place where I always like to say we're in the deepest depths of the abyss, almost there, politically.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed to say that there are elements in government that have swung so far to the left that today, hardworking Americans, middle-class Americans, patriots, small business owners have had a hard time trying to be successful.
Yep.
You go 30 years ago when our parents, were in the working, in their working years, things were much easier.
Yeah.
So the show talks about these things. It basically tries to be a voice for middle America, for the patriot out there that everybody seems to forget. At least every 2 to 4 years they remember them at election time, but after that, they're just a forgotten commodity.
Sure. So you're basically being the mouthpiece for the Americans here and letting people know, this is the direction that our country's going.
Yeah.
And what we need to do to keep with our good conservative Republican values.
Absolutely.
And do what our founding fathers founded us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a constitutionalist. And I'm a Hispanic, and a lot of people think, well, you know what, you're supposed to be a liberal.
That's right.
And
Well, you were telling us the other day that you get a little bit of lashback on that. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, look, again, last name Sanchez. There's this misconception that because you're Hispanic that somehow you align with the Democratic Party, and I'm not
Sure.
saying that someone that aligns with the Democratic Party is a bad person. But my values are very much constitutional values. I believe in the Constitution and freedom, patriotism. I believe in legal immigration, not illegal immigration. So these things are paramount. So when I speak on these things, I get a huge backlash. People saying you're a traitor, you're a sellout, you sold out your people. And I'm thinking, sold out my people? My people's the American people.
That's right.
It's not just one certain sector. I love every color in the crayon box, as I say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. So tell us, what do you think the biggest issue is right now in Nevada that businesses are facing?
I think taxes are a big issue.
Yeah.
I mean, regulation, taxes. There was a time many moons ago, Nevada was a very pro-business friendly state.
Right.
And that has changed. That has changed because of unions.
Sure.
That has changed because of a liberal ideology that Nevada's inherited from California. And, even though it's a great state, it's the silver state, I think there's great things here, a good future for Nevada. Small businesses are continuing to deal with extra regulation, high taxes, and it's difficult for them.
And like I like to call it, the business killing commerce tax.
Yeah.
That got passed through in the 2015 legislative session. What do you think about that? I mean, we had the Republicans as the majority, and somehow we managed to pass through the largest tax increase that our state has ever incurred on businesses. What is your take on that? How do you think that comes about when you have all Republicans?
Look, we've had Republicans in charge of Congress for how long now?
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell, Paul Ryan, and some of the others. Just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you're a conservative. And I think we've seen that more and more and more. I think Donald Trump has exposed that. So when we have a body of Republicans that are in control, like we were just discussing, it doesn't mean that they're always going to do what's right for the country. It doesn't mean that they're limited government thinking Republicans. And that's the problem. You've got to take the Republicans that are in name only out of the equation.
Rhinos.
And bring conservatives in.
That's
Look,
right.
conservative is not a bad word. Conservative literally means, we conserve in terms of fiscal responsibility. We're compassionate. We believe in clean air. We believe in, not polluting the oceans. There's things that conservatives believe. How did liberals hijack that, they're the only ones that care about the air and the oceans? It's ridiculous.
And they're the ones that take the least amount of responsibility, and they get people to believe that they're so entitled to different things and they don't need to work for it. And it's killing our economy.
It is. It is.
So on your radio show, do you have guests on that are Republicans or conservatives, let's say conservatives, that you support, that you promote when they're running for office?
Absolutely. And I had Brent Jones on. And I mean, and realistically,
you had me on too at the tail end of the show. That's okay. His race was a little bigger than mine.
Well, and look, Aimee, here's the thing. I have always supported candidates and people that want to make a difference. They're willing to put their business endeavors aside because they care about the country, they care about their state. That's what you and Brent did. So, getting to know you both and to actually see your hearts in terms of what you're wanting to do and, where we want to go in Nevada and as a country, I have to throw my support behind candidates that way. That's always been my ideology, and it's going to make some people upset. It's going to make the establishment upset, but I'm not an establishment guy, and I'll tell you something, it actually gives me a thrill when they get upset. I like to get under their skin because for so long, these establishment Republicans and Democrats, these globalists, literally they've hurt the cause of what the idea of America was. And everybody has forgotten the idea. Most people have forgotten about what the idea of America was from our framers, and we've got to remind them. You guys were wanting to remind people. Unfortunately, there are powers that be that sometimes, through trickery, get away with certain things. And I think their days are numbered. Honestly, I think the American people, the people in Nevada, even though there's a silent majority, are waking up. Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we're with you on that. So how did you get involved with the Real Chamber of Commerce? And tell us a little bit about that and what some of the benefits are that you see to come along with the Real Chamber. Well,
Brent Jones had introduced me to it and talked a lot about it. And I thought, look, here's a great opportunity to be part of something that is, pro-business, pro-state of Nevada in terms of values and ethics and conservative values, something that we're not seeing right now. So here's a great alternative for people to be involved. Like-minded people coming together to go back and say, look, let's look at what Nevada was at one time and where did we lose ourselves. That's what I think the Real Chamber is doing. It's literally, in its simplest terms, just going back and saying, look, where were we at one time? Where did we go wrong? Let's get back to that. And there's going to be a lot more freedom for business owners and entrepreneurs to succeed and prosper without all this regulation, without these additional taxes, without this trickery. That, to me, even though there's many benefits with the Real Chamber, to me, it's the mission. That's what I'm behind. I'm behind the mission of saying, look, enough is enough. We're standing up. We're putting skin in the game. And we're going to make a change for the best. And that's what I'm behind.
Well, that's awesome. We appreciate you getting on board with us. So always nice having you on, Steve.
Well, I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up or mention?
Well, look, like you and like conservatives like ourselves, pro-business, pro-Americans, our support from the community is incredible. I mean, without the support, we don't exist. So what I would like to do is encourage everybody watching, support the Real Chamber of Commerce. We talk, we basically get upset, we become keyboard warriors, but literally do something about it. Join the chamber. There's benefits for that. If you're tired of what has happened to this state, what's happening to America, you have to put dollars and time behind the passion, and I think that's what you need to do here. For us, we just want you to continue to listen to the radio show. So if you want to find us, you can go to the stevesanchezshow.com website. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and literally catch our show. We're excited about where things are going. We need like-minded patriots like yourself to get behind our show. We're growing. We've got almost 800,000 listeners every week. We want you to be part of that, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. We appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
This is Aimee Jones with the Real Chamber of Commerce.
She is the most fascinating woman in the world. In her presence, wild animals display intelligent talents. Elvis impersonators impersonate her. The king of the jungle bows at her feet.
I always drink water, and when I do, I fancy real water.
Stay hydrated, my friends.